For John Ardi, his road to Cooperstown starts here in high school. John Ardi is a starting pitcher out of Long Island, New York, and has become the ace of his high school varsity team. In preparation for his senior season, Ardi put in a lot of work in the offseason, so he's able to turn some heads and get some scouts to watch him as he prepares to get to college baseball. And to kick off his senior season, in the first at-bat of the game, Ardi is going to blow a fastball right by the hitter to record his first strikeout of the season. During the offseason, Ardi worked on developing a new pitch, which is that 12-6 curveball that he used to get the second strikeout of the game. And after a quick 2 first outs, he's going to get a pop-up from the 3-hitter to retire the side to have a scoreless first inning. And back to it in the second inning, Ardi once again is going to get a big swing and miss on that 12-6 curveball. And then he's going to follow it up with a painted strike 3 with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And leading things off here in the top of the third, the number 7 hitter is going to send this ball to deep right field, and it's going to go right over the wall for a solo home run. Ardi watches as the hitter rounds the bases celebrating and then celebrates it with his team. He made a good pitch, but sometimes the batter just makes a better swing. And the Bobcats are celebrating hard after that solo home run to tie the game back at 1. But Ardi battles back after the long ball and gets a punch out on the slider. And the next batter coming up in the inning is going to send a deep fly ball to left field. The left fielder is going to be trying to go back to the wall to make a play, but just can't come up with it. The ball drops in, and the batter will slide into second base safely with a double. With Ardi trying to avoid some more trouble, he's going to get a swing and a miss on that curveball for the second out of the inning. And then he's going to record another strikeout to retire the side to limit any further damage. And with some defense behind Ardi, the third baseman is going to make a nice play here on this ground ball to record the second out of the inning here in the fourth. But with 2 strikes and 2 outs here in the fourth inning, Ardi's going to give up a base hit right up the middle, right off of that curveball to put runners back on base. And in the very next batter, he's going to hit a ground ball right to the second base. Second baseman's going to come up and throw and absolutely gun it into the Bulldog dugout. I'm not sure what happened here. It was a routine play, but right over the head of the first baseman and right into the dugout. But Ardi's going to battle back and retire the side with a huge strikeout with a fastball at the top of the zone. And he is absolutely fired up to get out of that inning. Unfortunately, that was the end of his day after the fourth inning. But on the bench now watching, the Bulldogs will go ahead and get a walk-off base hit and win this ball game by a score of 2-1. Over the Bobcats, and now it's time for the Bulldogs to celebrate on top of the field. Ardi makes his next start on senior day against the Eagles. And with many college scouts in attendance, Ardi does know that he does need to lock in and have a great game. But he does not have a great start, falling behind in the count 3-0, and actually walks the batter on 4 straight pitches. But he does get a nice swing and a miss to strike out the next batter, and then to end the inning, he does get a nice 4-6-3 double play to retire the side and keep the game scoreless after the first. Moving along to the second inning, Ardi does get a nice punch out here for the second out of the inning, and following that up here with a ground ball out to retire the side and once again keep the game 0-0. And with 2 more nasty 12-6 curveballs, Ardi does notch 2 more strikeouts here in the third inning. And with a Bulldog lead, they head into the bottom of the third with a 1-0 lead. But that doesn't stand for too long, as the Bulldogs do get another run in the bottom of the third. And in the top of the fourth, they're going to start with a pop fly for the first out. And then Ardi, with a 1-2 count, is going to bear down for a nasty 12-6 curve. Now heading into the 6th inning, in front of all the scouts, Ardi is going ahead and throwing a no-hitter so far through 5 innings. And he's just 6 outs away from notching a no-hitter. Ardi starts the 6th inning with a 2-2 count to the first hitter, and he's going to get a swing and a miss on that slider for a strikeout for that first out. The following batter, a 2-2 count, 1 away, gets a nasty swing once again on a slider for the second out of the inning. And the third batter does make everything a little scary. Hold your breath while he takes a fastball to deep left center field. Center gets back to the track, but will make the play, and the no-hitter is intact. Unfortunately, the coach did take Ardi out of the game, and they did lose the no-hitter, but the Bulldogs did pick up a much-needed win over the Eagles. And now to the quarterfinals, the Bulldogs take on the Central Stars. In the bottom of the second, with a 1-0 Bulldog lead, Ardi's going to get his guy frozen with a 12-6 curveball for strike 3. And then in the bottom of the third, with one away, the batter is going to send a line drive right over the head of the first baseman into right field for a double. And after stealing third base with an 0-2 count, Ardi does get a punch out for the second out of the inning, and then gets a ground ball to first base to retire the side and keep the game 1-0. And things in the bottom of the fourth don't start off too great, with another double right down the first base line that falls into the corner. And Ardi's going to once again try to have to work his way out of trouble here in the fourth inning. And he's able to get a nice strikeout of the next batter on a fastball at 94 miles an hour. But the next batter coming up is going to go ahead and send one down the right field line once again and pick up another double. This time an RBI will score, and it's a tie game here at 1 apiece in the fourth inning. And with the runner on second base with 2 outs, Ardi is able to get the hitter to send one to right field to retire the side and limit the further damage. But to kick things off here in the fifth inning, hitter's going to send one to center field. Trying to make a play is the center fielder, but he cannot come up with that diving catch. And once again, another leadoff double. Once again, trying to stop the damage, the batter is going to send one right to the first baseman, who tries to make a leaping play, cannot come up with it, and then is too slow to pick up the ball. So a run will score, and it is now 2-1 Central Stars, and that's going to be it for Ardi and his day. It's definitely not the start he wanted or the team needed, but now the score were 2-1 and handed it over to the bullpen. But the offense just cannot get things going, as they do lose the quarterfinals game to the Stars by the score of 2-1. Following his high school season, Ardi does have 2 offers on the table between Florida and Michigan. After a few college visits and some careful consideration from both, Ardi does decide to enroll with the Florida Gators. But things could change, as Ardi on day 2 of the MLB draft does receive a call. And in the 8th round of the MLB draft, the Washington Nationals have selected John Ardi. And with an important decision looming, Ardi can decide between going pro or going to college, which is what he selects. Ardi is officially a Florida Gator, and in the next video, you'll be able to watch his entire college career.